Welcome to the Ray of Opportunities through this webinar to the Department of Mechanical Engineering at Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences. I am Dr. Shrikant Dutt, Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, in short addressed as RUAS, commenced from 2014 and is presently having 13 faculties under its fold. Faculty of Engineering and Technology is one of the faculties. The Department of Mechanical Engineering, under the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, offers 2 UG programs and 3 PG programs. The following personnel are joining with me for this webinar. To my left is Dr. Dayananda, head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering. To my right is Dr. Mahendra Babu, Senior Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. And to my extreme left is Sharon R., who is the Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Now let us know what are the aspects a student or a parent has to consider while choosing an engineering college and a particular course. I request Dr. Dayanand to give the details.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So, as a student or as a parent, when you are wanted to go for a selection of any of the institutes, preferably the parent or the student supposed to look out for academics, how the academics are. Next is regarding to the facilities. Third is regarding to the faculties, placement, and support to the students, and extracurricular activities, what the support the students can be getting it. If you look at it as a holistic, so as a parent, when you go to any of the institutes, basically we look out for the academics, what academics, how the academics has been framed. What is the basis for that? Whether the academics are in par with the requirement of the ACT or UGC, or whether the requirement for the present trend is being taken into care when they have designed the curriculum. So, as I can definitely say that in Ramaiah University Applied Sciences, so we do a regular revision of the courses as per requirement of the ACT we will take care, as per the requirement of UGC, as per requirement of the NEP, and we involve the industrialist to be as one of our partners in the board of studies. We discuss with them based on the requirement. We will take a call, we will make those regulations and accordingly we will update the academics for the thing. Coming to the second one is the facilities. So the laboratory facilities, how the laboratory facilities are equipped, right? If you look at the laboratory facilities, it is an art, right? So it is a state of art where it is required for getting the students to get a hands-on experience with respect to the laboratory facilities. So with respect to that, in our university, we have developed the laboratories in par with the requirement of the industry, in par with the requirement of the regulations and all the laboratories are as per the requirements of the regulatory bodies, and even the students will be given a lot of opportunity to utilize the laboratory facilities, because we prefer that students should have the experience, hands-on experience of the laboratory facilities along with the theory. So that is what the second category where any of the parents supposed to look out when they go for the selection is. Third is the faculty. Faculty with a good experienced faculties with the talented faculties. So we look at the overall holistically how the faculties are. That will give you a picture that how the department is growing, how the institutes are growing is. I can definitely say that we are having a collaborations of both a senior and a young talented faculties where they are contributing in all the fields like academics, like research, like services, in all the fields where they are involved and they are supporting. And if you look out for the placement is, so we support for the students, we give training for the students with respect to the placement when the requirements are. Not only for that one is, we give additional trainings as per the requirement of the industries or as per the requirement of the placement department is. And with addition to that, students additional benefits are required for the placement, maybe through the internship also. The support for the internship will also be provided. So that is what the fourth thing when any of the parents should look out. So not only with respect to academics, facilities of the faculties are, where placement is also one of the trend or the requirement of the students to grow. Where finally, when you're going for the selection of any of the colleges, basically not only looking out for the academics or the other requirements, even what additional extracurricular activities that will be taken care for the students for any of the institutes should also be looked upon. In that matter, we are having well-equipped sports facilities. We are having a lot of clubs where the students can be joined and show their talents in the different fields. So, as holistic, if you look it out, so when you go for the selection of any of the institutes, basically these are I feel that these are the basic five, like our fingers are, right? Basic five important points that should be taken care when you're going for the selection of any of the institutes. So, sir, we as a parent or anyone as a parent, I feel that we are having, I proudly say, Ramaiah, we are having all these things where we can project that what the students' basic requirement is, we are ready to provide them.
Thank you, Dr. Dayanand.
Yes.
Now, have I understood what factors we have to choose or consider to choose a particular institution or a department? Now we will go to see why mechanical engineering has to be pursued or its allied courses have to be pursued, and that too particularly why at RUS. Now let us ask Dr. Mahendra Babu to highlight these issues.
Yeah, good afternoon. So again, I thought you will come to this webinar of the Department of Mechanical Engineering. So just I would like to highlight a few of the things about mechanical engineering, what exactly it is, and how it has grown, and where it is now. So now, generally we speak of machines and mechanical systems. So that means any system that involves motion is a mechanical system. If you start looking at in day-to-day life, whatever you use in your household or the way you travel or whatever that is used in the industry, all are mechanical systems. So as such, this mechanical engineering is one of the broadest engineering fields, and also it is the oldest engineering field. If you look at the advancement in technology, this technology started with the Industry Revolution 1. So that is with the development of the steam engine. So basically, a steam engine is an engine which converts the energy from thermal energy into mechanical work. So like that, if you go on looking at any mechanical system, basically it involves three aspects: converting the motion, converting the energy, or both. So that way, when you look at, you will see that every system you use for various purposes are nothing but mechanical systems. So then what exactly mechanical engineering is, or what a mechanical engineer does? So what a mechanical engineer does is, he has to engineer these systems. So what do you mean by engineering it? So he has to design that, he has to develop that, he has to manufacture that, he has to implement that, then he has to maintain that, he has to repair, and it will not end there. Further, he has to refine, go on refining it, come out with new technology, come out with new machines, new systems, like that it goes on. So when you look at that way, it is a very versatile field and versatile applications are found. So traditionally, if you look at, so general trend is that we immediately, when you say mechanical engineering, we look at only manufacturing. It is not so. Actually, mechanical engineering closely involves manufacturing, but over a period of time, if you look at the transportation aspect, whether it is on the road, on the sea, or even in the air, all those are, that is a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler or a ship or even an aeroplane, all these are mechanical systems only. So a mechanical engineer has a major role to play in designing and developing and operating and using them, and also evolving new designs. So that's what exactly mechanical engineering is. So now constantly mechanical engineering is growing at a very high speed, and it is going beyond this traditional applications of manufacturing, automotive, and aerospace. The latest, if you know, that nuclear technology is there, biomedical technology is there, and we have energy systems which are very efficient, which are coming into picture like solar energy or wind energy systems, and also robotics. All these fall again under mechanical engineering field. So adding to that, if you consider the latest technologies that are evolving in the field of mechanical engineering are automation, robotics, 3D printing. So these have huge scope for developing innovative products and systems. And in addition, if you look at the way the automation is expanding, there is no limit. So now, finally, the whole idea of automation is to reduce the burden on the humankind so that everything is done with minimum drudgery, so that conveniently you can develop a system and use it so that we can perform the things in an efficient way. So now, if you look at the latest requirement, everyone is talking about sustainable, say, world. When we talk about sustainable world, particularly it is related to efficient use of machines with minimum energy requirement, and then using them with minimum pollution. Then at the end of the life, then you should be able to either reuse it or recycle it in an efficient way so that will not have any effect on the environment. So this is the requirement under sustainable technology. So here also the sustainable technology has a major scope for the mechanical engineers. So as such, there is no limit or depth for the opportunities for the mechanical engineering, and it is continuously growing, and it has very huge requirement. So coming to what we do at RUAS in our university, particularly in mechanical engineering department, and why you have to choose mechanical engineering is we have state-of-the-art curriculum which is revised on regular basis, and we have a continuous interaction with the industry leaders and experts in the field of mechanical engineering from other organizations, other very big universities. We take the input from them. Based on those inputs, this curriculum is continuously evolved. So to give an example, as the previous year, we have included the latest technology subjects into our curriculum like additive manufacturing, AI in mechanical engineering, entrepreneurship and innovation. So these are all have huge scope to meet the latest skills in the engineering field, particularly in mechanical engineering field. And further, the way we deliver the courses or the subjects in our university is such that we include a laboratory component as well as some simulation component into the subjects. If you look at the engineering, always you hear the term simulation and experimental work. So now of late, simulation is replacing the experimental work because the simulation technologies have evolved and matured into such a level that we have reached a level where we can get rid of this experimentation. So simulation skill is one of the important skill an engineer should have, and especially mechanical engineer. So as such, keeping that in mind, almost all the subjects we bring in some simulation part into the subject and we train them in the lab with help of a software or even with the help of developing the mathematical equations and solving them using MATLAB. And this gives a huge benefit for the students so that they can find the opportunities easily. And coming to how we are trained in a particular subject. So we have the continuous evaluation process where you are given quizzes in the classes on regular basis to understand to what level you have acquired the knowledge or the skill in the particular subject, and you are given assignments. So this is a typical component which we have, which would definitely help the students to meet the industry requirements. And also we have seminars and presentations which are happening in all the subjects throughout. Coming back to this assignment part, so normally for every subject we have a major component for the continuous evaluation of the assignment, where we give a problem which is in the form of an open-ended question, in the sense you will not get a ready answer for that, or there can be multiple answers for that question, so that the student is naturally forced to think and apply whatever he has learned, and that would lead to a reasonably good solution for the assignment. So this is what exactly happens in our curriculum. That's how we say that the way we deliver the courses and we give the programs are different compared to all other universities. So coming to, as I mentioned, the mechanical engineering started with Industrial Revolution 1, which is with the steam propelled systems. Again, then came the second industrial revolution with the advent of electricity. Then we came to the third industrial revolution, that is preliminary automation in terms of NC and CNC. And now we have reached what we call as the Industry 4.0. So there is fourth industrial revolution. So this fourth industrial revolution has actually, it is an approach where we bring in the cyber systems and the physical systems together through networking. So when we say networking, it is not in one place. It is through different places. That means maybe different towns or cities, between two different nations, between two different continents. So that is the level of interconnections that are built through this Industry 4.0. So when we talk about Industry 4.0, naturally, all of the latest trends, whatever that are talked about, like artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these are embedded into this Industry 4.0. And that is what the thrust we are giving. We are training the students in this area, Industry 4.0 also. So looking at all this, you can easily see that the opportunities are plenty for mechanical engineers, and particularly if you learn the subjects and if you do a program in our university differently, you will be made industry ready and you will find huge opportunities in the world. So coming to other important program which we deliver, that is robotics. We have the robotics program running for the last 3 years. And of course, previously, we are offering this MTech in robotic engineering from 2016. So let me give a brief idea of what exactly this robotics is. So the first question arises, what is a robot? First of all, it is a mechanical system. That's what you need to remember. And talking specifically, it is a mechatronics system. It involves a lot of mechanical as well as electronics. And you remember any mechanical system, when you talk about it, has a hardware. And this hardware has to be designed, developed, and realized and used. And mechanical engineering is responsible for all this. And another important aspect of this robot is that it is a multifunctional system. That means it is not designed to perform only one particular type of task or a function. It is capable of doing multiple tasks or multiple functions. And another feature that is important for a robot is that it is reprogrammable. In the sense, I can use the same system and I can program it in different ways to perform different functions. So this is what exactly we refer to as reprogrammable. So as such, a robot is a mechanical system which is multifunctional and which is reprogrammable. So then, what is robotics? So robotics is nothing but the engineering aspects related to the development of this particular mechanical system, so which should have the features of multifunctionality and reprogrammable capability. So now coming to, this is what exactly robotics is. So coming to why you have to choose robotics at RUAF or in our university, we have experience and expertise in this field because, as I mentioned, the MTech in robotics program started in the year 2016, and we have been delivering it continuously. And we have all the required scholarly facility as well as infrastructure facility in terms of robots, robotic systems to demonstrate and where the students are allowed to work. And even we have softwares which are related to robotic applications where we can practice and learn, and definitely can come out with complete skill and knowledge which is required for robotic engineering. So coming to the scope for the robotic engineering, So if you look at the industrial robots worldwide, what is the status now? So now let me share some statistics about this. So in the year 2010, if you look at the number of units of robots that were used, it was around 10,000, sorry, 1 lakh. So now whereas in 2020, it is 3 times more. It is only the figure of 2020. And of course, between 20 and 22, the increase in the usage of robots has increased by 30%. And it will go to continue further. Because as you're aware, when we use a robot, it replaces a skilled labor. And it is very difficult to find skilled labor nowadays. And naturally, the scope for usage of robots is increasing, and the robotic engineers would find more opportunities. So another area of usage of robots is the service robots, which is the latest trend. So these service robots are used particularly in transportation logistics and in hospitality area, and then in medical area, and then professional cleaning, and also in agriculture. So this is also increasing continuously, and there is huge scope for developing such solutions. So considering all this, we have huge scope for both mechanical engineering as well as robotic engineering. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mahendra Babu, for making it threadbare. I would like to add here that the Department of Mechanical Engineering has expertise and facilities in 4 domains, that is design, manufacturing, thermal engineering, and industrial engineering. Now, having said that, I am now requesting our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Govinda Kadambi, to tell us, many parents and students wish to know what is so different about Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, and why an applicant should opt for this university to pursue higher education, at that too, in particular, engineering and technology. May I request you, sir?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Dutt. Good evening to all the aspiring students and their hopeful parents who are listening to us. This is a common question that everyone should ask and everyone is asking. So I just want to just briefly answer in a slightly different way. Some of you may be thinking now that our university was incepted in the year 2014. Maybe, some of you are under the impression that we are only 9 years old, actually. In fact, prior to the formation of the university, the Faculty of Engineering Technology, what we call it today, actually it was in a form which was well known all across the world, actually, I should say, in the name of MS Ramaiah School of Advanced Studies, actually. This MS Ramaiah School of Advanced Studies was started in the year 2000, in partnership with Coventry University, UK. The idea of starting this School of Advanced Studies by the chairman of Gokul Education Foundation Medical was, we want an education which should be distinctly different from conventional education. So what is meant by conventional education is most of the universities have the focus of imparting the education or curriculum in a way where that is you are essentially preparing the graduates for the, I should say, knowledge-based curricula rather than giving equal importance to both knowledge and skill, actually. So with that intention, so the School of Advanced Studies was commenced in the year 2000 with in partnership with Coventry University, which is very well known for industry-oriented engineering programs. So when we started this School of Advanced Studies in the year 2000, we opted the postgraduate programs only. Actually, we started our collaboration. Our collaboration was mainly for industry-oriented programs, actually. So it was that's the reason we said from the beginning or from the year 2000 itself. So our orientation was applied. That means towards the industry orientation, so that the graduates who are emerging as a successful graduates from our university, they should be in a position to not only get into the industry-oriented jobs, but the main requirement is they can get onto their professional assignment with either no training or with the minimum possible training. That was the the intention with the School of Advanced Studies was started. And the records clearly state that no, this was the first of its kind in India. At that time, we can say larger portion of Asia itself to have such a collaboration. And we had a very close and I should say close-knit cooperation from Coventry University, where for some portion of the period, professors from Coventry University used to come and they were delivering lecture for the classes. This is how the concept of industry-oriented education did start in India. And even though the outcome-based education, which is really the talk of the day, both from UGC and AICT, which I can say it has been for last 4 or 5 years, but I want to place it on record. Actually, this concept of outcome-based education did commence in School of Advanced Studies when we started our partnership with Coventry University in 2000 itself. That means to say, whatever we are talking today, at least we are ahead at least by about 15 years. Now, when we started the engineering programs in bachelor's also in the year 2014, our experience with Coventry University in formulating the curriculum, which really has got all the semblance of outcome-based education, we brought forward all those salient features into undergraduate program also, as Professor Babu and Professor Dutt was telling. See, our curriculum will have a focus on not only the concept, we have right from, I should say, from the second year onwards, and with the increased emphasis as we go higher in this semester, we give a lot of importance to design, simulation, and implementation. That is very important actually. And as a part of this implementation, there are very many avenues in which you can implement, either in the group project or in the dissertation in the final year. Particularly, the Department of Mechanical Engineering insists on at least a prototype model or hardware model of the developed subsystem. That only shows, we believe, an ounce of practical is better than a ton of theory. Okay, theory is good, but ultimately, there's a world, how the world looks and how the world works, they are entirely different. So when you have this orientation of the combination, at least the appropriate combination of design, the conceptual basis, design basis, simulation and implement, I think there is a holistic perspective and holistic, I should say, confidence building to take up the assignments in the profession. That is the purpose with which we have been. And I also want to make it as emphatic, as Professor Babu also mentioned. See, when we say continuous assessment, we are using the word not homework. We are using the word assignment. Okay, the word assignment is very much distinct from the homework actually. So those of us who are from the high school or PU, normally homework is that is what is given as a to be worked example or exercises. You give one or two examples, and our teacher used to ask, you solve this, and tomorrow I will evaluate. So that means what has been stated in the textbook. Maybe one or two homeworks were given, and you are submitting as some sort of a submission. But the concept of assignment here is that is the learning has got very many categories actually. One is called the taught learning or conventional learning. One is called experiential learning, self-directed learning, and other is cooperative or collaborative learning. So when we say this assignment is a combination of, I should say, is predominantly a combination of self-directed learning, and to some extent it is I should say experiential learning. When I say when it is a self-directed means, it is not that you will get an answer directly in a book or in a paper actually. So that means a student is supposed to spend some time in seeking information before he or she can start the assignment. So that means to say there is a lot amount of the study that undergoes or that one has to undergo to capture the information what to solve. Then from there again that we'll look at it the design, simulation, etc. So these assignments have to be word processed and it has to be submitted. So it has got, I should say, semblance or I should say mimicking of some real life situation where you will find that it is not really a homework that is given and picked out of a good textbook. Sometimes even good textbooks also can give you complicated problem, but here the assignments are mainly to see that and it is an extension of what has been taught in the theory class or as a session, and what has been learned in the practical, and what you have taught in the session and what you have done in the practical, there will be some extension of that. So that means there is a combination, or I should say, a unique mix of the practicality, conceptual basis, information gathering, design or simulation, and ultimately you have to also submit the report. So what is the purpose of this, sir? See, some of you might have heard of, this outcome-based education. Usually the curriculum is based on the Bloom's taxonomy, okay? So the Bloom taxonomy have got, many action works. That means any subject you take, at the end of that subject or at the end of that course, you are supposed to gain some proficiency. And that proficiency is measured in terms of outcomes or outputs. And those outputs are again measured or reflected in objectives. Now, what we have done, at least what you have tried to do in the past and what you are trying to do is, see, any subject can have the four, I should say, the knowledge-based or skill-based entities. One is the knowledge and understanding, other is the cognitive thinking, other is called problem solving, and other is transferal. So as we grow, it is not only merely that we understand the subject and we solve the problem. Some of the skills what you have learned in one subject or one course has to be converted to or can be transferred to the other also. So it is something like a continuous transfer or continuous enrichment of our skill actually. So most of our curriculum, whether it is a Bloom's taxonomy based or otherwise also, we ensure that these four entities are embedded actually. Some of the courses will contribute to heavily to transferable skill, which are like ability enhancement courses under humanities, etc. And in the core discipline, in any branch, not necessarily mechanical or here, so you have to have very focus on what I call as a cognitive skill and problem solving skill. And obviously, in any university, whenever you study any subject, the knowledge and understanding is a must. There is nothing, I should say, special about it, but we don't only stop at knowledge and understanding, but we also want to, I should say, take you to the other aspects of it. This is one way in which, that is our way of, I should say, structuring a curriculum for a subject will be different from others. And many of you may think, that's okay, all other universities also following. See, even if you look at the indicative content or syllabus of very advanced universities across the globe, even including the UK and USA, the indicative content may not show much of a variation from one university to other university. But what is more important is how it is delivered and how it is assessed. They are also equally important. And as Professor Dutt and Professor Babu were telling actually, so we have the faculty, many of the faculties are a product of this outcome-based education through our School of Advanced Studies. And there are also many faculties who have a combination of the prior academic experience and industry experience. So the combination of our faculty in having the prior industry experience and outcome-based education and academic experience, that will give you a different ambience to take how it is delivered. So the combination of delivery and how it is assessed, that makes our course structure or our curriculum different from other universities. In addition to that, no, I don't think that there are very many universities where we have the combination of very predominant aerospace, automotive engineering. Usually, see, mechanical is called the mother of all engineering. That's what you are told actually. So some of the good practices, some of the evolving technologies, what is there in automotive and aerospace, they have a direct relevance to mechanical engineering, or what is more relevant in mechanical engineering will also have a relevance there in aerospace and automotive engineering. That way, there is a close-knit, I should say, the collaboration and I should say, perspectives of taking part. So that way, that is, even if one says there are only 3 branches of engineering, one is called electrical sciences, other is called information sciences, and other is called mechanical sciences. I think in our university we have a diversity of departments and diversity of programs even among the mechanical sciences. So this combination of the diversity in mechanical engineering sciences, I would say, I have not called mechanical engineering, mechanical sciences, that gives us a unique position to say that how the student will get a better exposure to the mechanical engineering science I should say, proximity or from the collaboration of aerospace and automotive engineering. Ultimately, mechanical engineers have to work in any of these things where, correct, now that is aerospace, automotive also requires mechanical, aerospace also requires mechanical. So that way, I think, that interdisciplinary or cross-disciplinary will be very much evident in. And apart from that, in our university, we also have the, what you call the conduction of the guest lectures from people who are very proficient in academic institution. And we also normally invite the industry professionals to deliver guest lectures so that as and when the teachers and the students are undergoing certain courses with some a specific, I should say, domain in focus. So these guest lectures will give you slightly different perspective, because even though we are saying our curriculum is industry oriented, I think now a superposition of an objectivity by the individuals from professionals, industry professional, that will somewhat reinforce the idea. That is one aspect of it. We also have the Directorate of Training and Lifelong Learning. So we do have a series of workshops or seminars conducted. So we urge our students to be part of the seminar or the workshop so that they also get enrichment periodically. Then we also have a Techno Center, which is a industry consultancy wing of our university, where predominantly there is a very good on mechanical engineering. So we do also encourage the student to go and visit the facilities there, and there is a provision for the student to undertake internship or projects there in Techno Center. Apart from that, we also have a technology incubation there that is called Ramaiah Technology Business Incubator, where right now about 10 incubators are there in our campus doing many products, predominantly mechanical and also electrical. Students also can have an opportunity to take up internship in these things. They can take internships in RTBI if the incubators want it. And many times now, in fact, the sheer, I should say, a lack of time of 5 or 6 weeks only, sometimes students may not be interested, but many of the cases we have seen students from other universities are also interested to take such internship with our incubators. And obviously, we also have a understanding with the Pinya Industrial Association and other things. So as and when there is a program under the auspicious, we encourage our student to attend it. Like that, so all along the I should say, history of the School of Advanced Studies, and since inception, the University of Applied Sciences, we are always keeping the motto saying that apart from the knowledge, what is also equally important is skill. So conventional university may concentrate mostly on knowledge, but we also concentrate on knowledge and skill-based knowledge also. That means knowledge and skill, they have to go together to make an engineer more potential, and definitely the perception or the appreciation of the student in that direction will be better. So these are some of the I should say novelties or niceties or unique selling features. Apart from that, we are also trying to have a collaboration with abroad universities. So there might be a good opportunity for students to spend the one semester abroad and in the fourth year. We are also having a plan to extend it to the accelerated master program. They are all in discussion stages. Maybe by the time this batch comes to that level, maybe more clarity can be imparted to them. So, process this is all I can tell about it. If there are more points to be highlighted, I can.
Thank you, sir. I will come to that later. Thank you very much for giving so much clarity. For those aspirants and parents who are online, if you have any queries, please raise it in the chat box. Now, having heard so much of how RUS, Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, is different, I am now energized to study again. Let us know the admission process in RUS. I request Dr. Dayanand to give clarity on this.
Yeah. Actually, for admission to our university, we take students through CET, where based on the CET ranking, our students can be admitted. That is the one way. The other way is through the COMEDK, or they can come through management seat through our Ramaiah admission test. So where they have to log into our website, register, and after registration, they have to take an online examination. Then once they clear their examinations, they'll be given links for completion of their admission process. This is for UG and also for PG students. This is the process what we adopt for both UG and the PG students, both from the CET and also from the management quota where they can, we'll take the admissions. Yes. In addition to that, I wanted to just highlight that now we are open admissions for even for the PhD also. So those aspirants, those who are interested, they can log into our website and register for that, and it is open. This is the way we have given options for the students to get admitted in our university. Thank you.
So can I just add?
Exactly.
We use the word, no, manage, not the management, we use the word university quota.
Yeah.
Why that specifically we use the university quota? I want to just inform our hopeful students and their parents. See, what we charge is only the tuition fee. Okay. There is no concept of donation in our university, to make it very clear actually. So what the student has to pay, that is already displayed in the website actually. So there is no concept of, I should say, donation in whatsoever shape or form. So this I wanted to make it very clear, because you be aware of for that actually, because that is the difference between management quota and university quota. Management quota in many other colleges means you have to pay the donation plus you have to pay the tuition fee. But here we use the word not the management quota, we call it as a university. So as a university, we only charge the student the fee. And all that you have to pay is the tuition fee plus the other fee what is notified in the notice board. And we are not collecting any donation for your admission. So I want to make it clear so that people will be aware of that aspect actually.
Yes. Thank you, sir. With respect to the admissions, the aspirant students can check up with the office of the admissions, and they can also check with their WhatsApp number 801000444. I just want to repeat 801000444, or they can just mail to admissions23@msruas.ac.in. So these are the three ways where through for our university quota, the students can inquire and get the admissions to our university.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now that I have taken the admission and put my ward into RUS, in the mechanical engineering department, kindly highlight the support system you extend after the admission process is completed. Dr. Dayanand?
Sir, once the students get admitted, we feel that they are in the safer hands. So for that reason, we are supposed to conduct 2 to 3 weeks of induction program, where during the induction program, students will be given insight regarding to the university rules regulations. What are the rules regulations? If they get acquainted with respect to that, they can easily do the things in a proper manner. Then academic regulations, examination regulations. With addition to that, so after their class 12, until to get admitted to the engineering, there may be a gap of 2 to 3 months where they might not have the touch with respect to the mathematics. That's why we thought we will give some insight regarding the bridge courses of mathematics. And we know that the students are well advanced and well adjusted with our new technology utilizations, like our mobile, laptop, all those things. But the necessity what is there for them is to communicate. So for that reason, we give during this induction program, we also cover an hands-on training on MS Office, maybe like an MS Word, an Excel, or a PowerPoint, where that is most importantly required for the students to present themselves as a technical person. And addition to this, not only giving out the knowledge base, with also the fun in learning, some of the activities we conduct like a leadership quality development programs or a creative learning programs or a design thinking programs we conduct, and they make them to get adjusted, acquainted to the new environment so that it's easy for them to get adjusted to the university thing, and they can be more successful in our curriculum. This is the way we support the students after the admissions.
Thank you, Dr. Dayanand. If anybody wants to add something like
So in addition to it, as we are speaking, we are also coming out with a detailed timetable for this induction program. I think this time the induction program will be slightly much more, I should say, intense than what we are doing. Particularly, we want to devote a considerable amount of time, particularly in the not only bridge courses in mathematics, we are also trying to see whether the bridge courses can be in physics and chemistry also, so that the students will have, I think, better takeoff in the first semester. And subject to the consent and availability, I think, even during the induction program, the wish of our Vice Chancellor is to see whether we can take the students to some of the industries to really give a ambience of industry where we are working on it. And apart from that, now see, no matter the online, I think there may be requirement of getting educated through online. Okay, so see, delivering a session on online and delivering a session on offline, even though the content remains same, there are certain basic adjustments that one has to make. So also, when somebody learns through online, when somebody learns through offline, there again there are some minor adjustments. So we are also trying to think, that is, what are the minor adjustments and what are the effective ways that, even if a portion of the syllabus or a portion of the course is delivered through online, how the students can also benefit through that actually. So we are working on it. I'm sure that, by the time, you join our university as our student, definitely know that there are many new features in the induction program than what we have been doing since the last 2 to 3 years.
Thank you, sir. I would like to add here that we are also considering including the wellness program, that is conditioning the mind, conditioning the body in the induction program itself, and then continuing it later on at a separate department where it will help and benefit all students of the university. Now, let us go to the next point. I strongly believe that the classroom teaching should be augmented with hands-on experience in the laboratory so that theoretical knowledge is consolidated. Please remember there are few things which were told earlier: self-learning, collective learning, consolidating the learning, experiential learning, and so on. This hands-on in the laboratory will consolidate your learning. Now, I would like to bring Dr. Arun to provide the details about the laboratories and software available in the Department of Mechanical Engineering.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all the RUAS admission aspirants and all the people who are watching this webinar. So, as we have been discussing, we call our university as Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences. The reason of keeping this name, Applied Sciences, over here is we want our students to actually apply the theoretical concepts which they learn in the classroom and in their profession as in their engineering career. We want them to learn to apply those concepts practically when there is a need which needs to be done. So basically, one of the most unique aspects of our curriculum is every theoretical course which we teach in the classroom, we accompany that with a supporting laboratory classes. For example, when we teach strength of materials, there's a laboratory for strength of materials. When we teach material science, we have a material testing laboratory as a part of the curriculum. When we teach manufacturing processes, we have machine shop. Measurements has a separate business. So every theoretical course, we accompany that with a special practical oriented course where the students will actually be learning the application of those concepts practically by performing the experiments. Few of the courses might not have the laboratory facilities because they are more field oriented. In such cases, something like industrial engineering and management, something like operations research, we encourage the students to visit the industries. As we have been discussing, assignments is one of the USPs of our university. So basically, what we do is we provide field-oriented assignments. They go to the industry, study the operations happening over there, and then based on that, they will solve the things. So we have a lot of softwares, licensed versions of softwares. We have AutoCAD, we have CAD, MATLAB. I would like to highlight. The engineering fraternity will be available, will be aware of this, that it is one of the most versatile tools which we use. And all our students, irrespective of the program which they choose in RUAS, we train them on how to use this MATLAB. So they will get a special skill on different kinds of problem solving. So these are the things which we actually provide in our university with respect to the practical learning.
Thank you, Dr. Arun. Continuing with you, I feel that only studies make Jack a dull boy. Are there any clubs and associations in which students take interest and conduct activities? Please be brief so that students can get better information. I mean, aspirants can get it faster.
Definitely, sir. So, one of the another important aspects of Department of Mechanical Engineering at RUS is we have a collaboration with the Institution of Mechanical Engineers, which we call as IMechE. So we have an exclusive student chapter for IMechE, and any student who takes up the admission in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at RUS automatically becomes a member of IMechE student chapter for the next 4 years. So these IMechE, they keep conducting various student competitions, technical competitions. There are industrial visits. We started this association in the year 2018, and for the last 5 years, there has been numerous events which have been conducted. They also organize webinars, they organize seminars, they organize industrial visits. So this is one of the biggest benefits which any student gets who takes admission in mechanical department at Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences. Robotics Club, since robotics is a new course which we have introduced, it is in a pipeline, and maybe in 3 to 4 months down the line, we are planning to inaugurate our own Ramaiah University Robotics Club, where students will be encouraged to build physical robots. We are also planning to invite other college students to come and actively participate in this. So that is another aspect. I am also happy to highlight that the Indian Society of Quality, which is one of the industrial bodies which is quite popular among the manufacturing industrial sector, they are actually conducting an event in the coming month, or precisely on July 21st, 2023, where they will be coming to our campus and they will be conducting student-oriented as well as industrial-oriented competitions. We have opportunities for students to participate in Smart India Hackathon. This is actually one of the competitions which has been organized by the government of India. So our students, we are proud to say that 2 years back, in the year 2021, our students were the first place at national level in the Smart India Hackathon hardware sector. Apart from that, we have a regular students who usually get fundings from the Karnataka State Council of Science and Technology. So close to 4 to 5 batches of students have been receiving funds regularly. Right.
Okay. Adding to that, the KSCST has awarded first prize. In fact, our projects have been recognized at the top level and the state level. Now, in addition to that, for the holistic development, we have service to society, Unat Bharat Abhiyan activities and NSS activities. Now, I request Mr. Arun to talk about the support which we give for challenging students who are challenged and difficulties.
So basically what happens is, when students run, there are different categories of students. So we have a special, like what we usually do is, we allot one faculty member, one teaching staff member to around 15 students, and that faculty member who has been allocated to those students, that they are responsible for taking care of the students' attendance. Like they will be regularly in touch with the students. We call this as the mentor system. So they will talk to the students regularly. Precisely, they meet once in a fortnight. They try to understand the difficulties which are being faced by the students. Students might not be comfortable directly approaching all the faculty members or maybe the head of the department for all the challenges. For such cases, we have an exclusive point of contact who we call as a proctor or a mentor. And the students, whenever they have issues with respect to their, whatever it might be academic, it might be other issues in the campus, they come and directly approach it. So that is one of the things. Apart from that, there might be students who might not be able to grasp a few of the concepts as well as the others. For that, we conduct special classes for them, we give them special assignments. Based on that, we will be able to support them in those things. There will be a few students who grasp few concepts very well. So such students we identify, we involve them in faculty projects, we involve them in research projects, we give them opportunities to participate in outside competitions. All these things are going to be provided by the Department of Mechanical Engineering at RUS. So as it has been already told, we have customized interview preparations for our students. When we get to know that some of the companies are coming for placements, we try to identify what is the job role they are looking for, in which domain they are trying to recruit our students, and based on that, we will basically train them specifically for that domain so that they are well prepared for the interview. Thank you.
Thank you. Arun, now I would like to bring in two of our students who have just completed their engineering here to give their perspective. We have with us Mr. Saurav, who is from the 2019 batch, who has just graduated. Can you please tell me about your uh, aspirations before joining and the grind you have undergone here? So what is the benefits you had and the transformation?
First of all, good afternoon to everyone present here. Uh, Before I came to the college or rather the university classes, I had very minimal knowledge on engineering, and that is very basic. Like most of the people who graduate from PUC and enter university don't have any knowledge about that. But I had aspired about becoming an aeronautical engineer. So when I joined mechanical, I got to see through CET, and I wanted to shift to aerospace in my second year. So that was my goal when I entered the university. But over the time when I got like exposure to the faculty members at mechanical engineering department, I began to love the subject, and the teachers who taught it were very good in the first year. And I thought I'd be loving it over the years, and I adapted, and I basically then switched my second year. And that is what happened. Like I started loving engineering, and yes, sir. Like I developed a lot of other skills as well, basically communication skills and the leadership skills, which I wouldn't have, you know, like learned anywhere else. And yes, sir. So this was how my, like learning curve developed over the time.
Thank you very much. Now I request Nayana, who has completed her mechanical engineering, to talk about her experience.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. As a female graduate student in mechanical engineering at RUAS, I found a very welcoming, collaborative, and inclusive community, which encouraged me to thrive in a traditionally male dominated field. And I have also benefited from the rigorous academics, which challenged and expanded my knowledge. And engaging in extracurricular activities and the clubs enriched my overall experience, complementing my education. And finally, the well-equipped lab facilities, industrial visits, guest lectures, and the needful placement support provided a lot of opportunities for a successful career in this field.
Were you placed to the university?
Yes, sir. I have been placed
Where?
in HCL.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, just ask you. You don't mind. Ask this question actually.
Yes, sir.
Naina, no, your name is
Yes.
Naina. That is probably no, you are in touch with your other classmates now who are also aspiring to become the engineers. Probably they might be studying in some other colleges or university. Are you in touch with them? Or do you
Yes.
discuss? Okay.
Yes.
Do you get an opportunity to discuss what you call the commonalities or differences between the way in which your other classmates are doing there and how are you doing on a relative basis? Because so when you talk from RUS perspective, it is almost like an absolute basis. But many times what I have seen is when we group of students, we meet either during the vacation or like that, where they will be studying in the different colleges actually. At that time, you will come to know, correct, where that is, the place where you are studying. For example, here in RES is distinctly different. Whereas there may be some points where they are different. Do you have an opportunity to discuss with your classmates of your PU who are currently studying or who are just graduated from other colleges?
Yes, sir. When I discuss with my friends who are presently studying engineering, the difference what I found is the assignments which we are given. The classes will be conducted and we are taught the concepts. The assignments really check that if we have understood and make sure that we apply those concepts, the application-based questions which will be put out in the assignment. So the assignments play a very major role to know that whether the concepts are fully learned and we have understood that.
So that means to say, particularly as I told you before, you spoke now these assignments, the way in which the range of I should say the topics are covered in an assignment, the way in which the preamble to the assignment is kept. So that is where you find a distinction between your classmates who are studying in other colleges or other universities, as the case may be, and you.
Yes.
And what about the other courses, which are ability enhancement courses like that, not communication skill or whether it is that Constitution of India, or let's say open electives, correct? No, that is, how did you enjoy such courses, and did you discuss such things with your friends studying in other colleges?
The electives offered are very vast, and there are a lot of electives out of which the students can choose and study. So choosing an elective in which the student is interested and studying that benefits a lot.
Thank you. Now,
I'd like to request Saurav to share his experience of project. Kindly, please.
Yes, sir. So I did my project at DRDO, sir. So which enhanced my overall engineering skills on its own. So basically, I was basically able to build a whole mechanism on its own, like from the start, in just 1 year. And so, is there any specific point I need to add?
Where did you do and what is the
Just
scope?
like that, yeah.
Yes, sir. Like I did at DRDO, sir, at GTRE, and we designed a rotor support system. And the faculties were very helpful when it came to the test and analysis systems, which we didn't know. And we got very minimal help at the center, like where we did that is GTRE. And the faculty actually supported us during those times, and it was very helpful, sir. And because of which we were able to complete the project successfully, and it's in the archives of DRDO. So our places are marked there.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I have one more question. I said, both of you would have in one few minutes about group project.
Okay, now due to paucity of time, I think we have very few more questions, few more things to give clarity, but this is what we can have now. Regarding research, there are plenty of funds received from government organizations, which are these sister project students are also a part of this projects, where they are given hands-on experience. And industries, employability is one factor which we have. Now, aspirants, welcome to RUS, visit the facility, make a decision, enjoy the memorable journey and the value addition from our university. What you gain and experience here at RUS